Honorable Chief Guest, Srilal Sota, Minister of Finance, Planning and Program Implementation, Taxation and Law and Judicial, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, Professor K.R.S. Sabasivarao, the galaxy of intellectuals, ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pleasure that I welcome you today to the 18th Foundation Day celebration of Mizoram University. Without much ado, we will move on with the program. This occasion gives us an opportunity to take stock of our achievements and to rededicate ourselves to the opportunities and challenges that lies ahead. With these words, let us commence our function with a brief audio-visual presentation of Mizoram University through the ages, prepared by the Public Relations Cell, highlighting various aspects of development of the university from the time of its establishment to the present day.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden and I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. And I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Each restless heart beats so perfectly, but when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raised me up to more than I can be. You raised me up so I can stand on mountains. You raised me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raised me up to more than I can be. You raised me up so I can stand on mountains. You raised me up to walk on stormy seas. And I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Thank you. buhay na may isulengay cha na may itel lo suan ching nu ne va vai na mai ani kay katan sun ni are zang ko asay katin lai lai khaliam ne nang mai hian cho lang ko wai zo ta do na sei lung lam ko vai ruai o khuya nge yum le sun nai ka fam tur min nem ro
Thank you. God bless you.
Eastern Hill University had functioned as Mizoram capital.
Here is typical attire of the Lushai tribe of Mizo. This is commonly worn by the royalty of this tribe. The top she is wearing is known as boite, and the bottom wear is called wante. Wante is one of the most beautiful traditional dress of Mizo. Before the name wante is given, it was called wan laisen. This dress complete the headgear called toipu. These two beautiful ladies are wearing the Assamese traditional dress called Mekla Sador. This dress is worn during the Assamese festival called Bihu, which is currently an ongoing festival right now in Assam. What you are now looking at is the traditional dress of many Mizo tribe called one of the Mizo tribe called Paite tribe. This is a Paite Kwandung, which is mostly worn on festival days and is also used to cover the body of the deceased as a means of respect. Next in line is the traditional dress code of Mar tribe Mizo. The top wear is called Marizaku, and the bottom wear is called Mar Tangsu Guanze. This is the traditional dress of Bang tribe of Mizo. The bottom wear is commonly known as Zongnakwan. It requires a very skillful set of hands to even produce one of this. There is no employment of machinery in the production of this cloth. Here we have a beautiful lady showcasing the traditional dress of Manipur, commonly known as Fanek Mayek Naibi. The shawl she is wearing is called Rangi Fi. What you are now looking at is the traditional dress of Ralta tribe of Mizo. This beautiful bottom wear is called Sompar Kwan. This is the traditional attire of one of the Mizo tribe, Bon. The bottom wear is called Fenta, and like the others, there is no employment of machinery in making this attire. This dress is usually worn on traditional festival and other important events. Is a beautiful traditional dress of the Nagas called Akuhu Mini. This dress belongs to the Sumi tribe. Next online is the traditional dress of the Lushai tribe of Mizo called Mar'am. It was firstly named as Fel and was introduced when the Mizo tribe settled in Lianplang. The top is called Tualpur. This lovely dress worn by a beautiful lady is the traditional dress of Thado tribe of the Mizo. The bottom wear is called Kamtang and the shawl is called Saipiku. This dress is usually worn on festive days. The next dress is of the Mara tribe of Mizo and is called Nokao. This dress is usually worn by the royal and the people of the higher class. As this dress is hard to weave, the dress is also expensive and is hard to acquire by the common people. This is the traditional dress of Lai. This beautiful attire is worn only on the festive days, and it was usually the higher class people and the royals who wear this dress. Tribe called Makbihu. This dress is usually worn on the festive days, which concern mainly with the traditional food. lovely dress is called Kokpui Zigzag, and this is one of the oldest known attire for the Mizo. The design of this dress is taken from a plant called Kokpui. This beautiful lady is showcasing the traditional dress of Mizo. The top is called korin. In the early days, the Mizo does not have this type of top, but later it was modified from Puanrin, which is also one of the traditional dress of Mizo. Dress is the traditional dress of Khasi called Jainsem or Tara. This dress is usually worn on the ceremonial occasions, completed with a crown of silver or gold. This dress is the traditional dress of the Nagas called Rura, and this dress is commonly worn by the Chakasang tribe. This magnificent dress is worn by the Sukti tribe of Mizo. The bottom wear is called Zonik. They usually wear this dress for festivals, and unlike the other, they also use it as a casual attire. This is the attire of the Arunachal Pradesh and particularly worn by the Apatani tribe. Here the top is called Yamin Tari and the bottom wear is called Bilang Abi. This lovely dress is the traditional dress of Zahao tribe of Mizo. The dress is simply called the Zahao dress. Lastly, we have the traditional dress of Simshin tribe of Mizo. This dress is also called the Simshin dress. All of these beautiful dresses makes our culture rich and unique. All these beautiful and lovely dresses worn by these beautiful ladies from the Dingdi hostel shows how rich our culture is. Let us continue to respect and love our culture as it has been the identification of uniqueness as a whole. Thank you.
Dingdi Hostel Girls for the captivating and enlightening display of attires. From the northeast to Mizoram, to apprise us on the cultural dances of the Mizo society, let us call on stage the students of Pathuma University College with their cultural emblazonry. was a perfect combination of elegant, splendid, and ethnic maneuvering. Thank you, students of PUC. We shall now view the presentation, Mizoram Through the Ages. We apologize for the inconveniences caused.
The university, inherited from Northeastern Hill University, had functioned as Mizoram campus for 24 years since 1979, with 7 functioning academic departments. Welcome to Mizoram University. Thriving academic community with its lush, green, scenic hills located at Tunshal in the western outskirts of Aizawl city. Mizoram University is an eco-friendly university and is one of the first universities in the country to run on solar power system. The academic buildings, hostels, administrative blocks and the street lights within the campus are all supported by the solar photovoltaic power plant for electricity. The university was awarded a Grade A by the Mizoram State Pollution Control Board, which conducted a green audit of the university campus during the months of March and April of 2013. The Central Library consists of a fully automated library system. Computerized bibliographic information is accessible through campus network using Web OPAC. The Radio Frequency Identification Management System was installed as security for the library in 2010. Automation of examination and finance sections, as well as intra-campus network and internet facilities are implemented, which contribute to enhanced efficiency of the university work and study culture. Wi-Fi connectivity is now accessible for hostels, residences of the campus and some departments. Efforts are on to make the whole university Wi-Fi accessible. Mizoram University conducted its first NET examination in December 2002 and is now a full-fledged NET/SLET center since 2004. The health center with 3 medical doctors provide 24-hour free medical care for the university fraternity. Postal and banking facilities have been brought within reach for the university fraternity with the provision of space within the campus grounds. There are 32 affiliated colleges and 1 constituent college, Pathunga University College. The university life is lively and diverse, with 50% of the teaching staff and 16% of students coming from various parts of the country. Visits from eminent dignitaries, scholars, and research scientists from India and abroad on short-term assignments constantly take place under various schemes. Faculty and students play an active role in extension activities like the Red Ribbon Club, Techno Club, NSS and Spikmeke Heritage Club. Several members of the faculty and students are also actively involved in social services, some of which are curriculum stipulated. Successful PhD and MPhil research scholars as well as postgraduate and undergraduate candidates present themselves for the conferment of their degree from the Vice-Chancellor, who does so with the following words.
By virtue of the powers vested in me as Vice-Chancellor of the Mizoram University, I admit you to the master's degree in various postgraduate disciplines of the Mizoram University, and I charge you that ever in your life and conversation you show yourselves worthy of the same.
These men and women are now armed with their doctorates, postgraduate and graduate degrees. Most of them will now look forward to a future beyond the confines of Mizoram University, while others will remain to continue further studies and research works. But wherever they go and whatever they choose to do, their lives will now be forever impacted by their years of learning and experience at the university.
That was a short but very enlightening presentation on the university. Thank you, Public Relations Cell. May I note our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Professor K.R.S. Sambasivarao, to do the honors of facilitating the chief guest of today's function, the Honorable Cabinet Minister, Sri Sota. The Honorable Vice-Chancellor may subsequently address the august gathering. May I request the Honorable Vice-Chancellor to follow with his Foundation Day function address.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Cabinet Minister of Finance, Planning and Program Implementation, Taxation, Law and Judicial Affairs of the State of Mizoram, Pur Lal Sota, the chief guest of today's function of our Foundation Day celebrations. Registrar, in charge and finance officer, librarian, controller of examinations, our former Vice Chancellor, Professor Leangela, respected deans of faculty, heads of the departments, faculty members, non-teaching officers, staff, and supporting staff, research scholars, students, invited guests, and print and press media, and the former registrars of this university. I wish all of you a happy Foundation Day of Mizoram University. It's a great occasion for me and for all of us celebrating this Foundation Day of Mizoram University, which was established in the year 2001 by the Parliament Act of 2000 year, and the Gazette notification of the university has come in 2001 on April 25th, and the university started its functioning on July 2nd of 2001. According to the Mizoram University Act, The objectives of the university are to disseminate and advance knowledge by providing instructional and research facilities in such branches of learning as it may deem it fit, to make provisions for integrated courses in humanities, natural and physical sciences, social sciences, forestry and other allied disciplines in the educational programs of the university, to take appropriate measures for promising innovations in teaching, disciplinary studies and research, to educate and train manpower in the development of the state of Mizoram, and to pay special attention to the improvement of the social and economic conditions of the state and welfare of the people of the Mizoram state. Their intellectual, academic and cultural development is also being targeted. Keeping these objectives in view, Mizoram University has embarked on various programs for academic and administrative development of this university for the past 17 to 18 years. Mizoram University is a prominent university in Northeast region and providing quality education to the people of Mizoram with 31 affiliated colleges and 1 constituent college in the state of Mizoram. The Mizoram University is having 2 campuses at Tanhil and Pachunga campus, spread in 978 acres in main campus and 760 acres in Pachunga campus. It comprises of 33 academic departments under 8 schools. The student strength of main campus 2,500 plus 385 research scholars in main campus and 2,135 students at PUC campus. 95% of the students belongs to socio-economic group. Mizoram University is ranked in All India University ranking on 81st rank for the year 2018 by NIRF ranking of MHRD. The Mizoram University has been surrounded with tropical forests in the campus with lush greenery and its scenic hills at Tanhil at the permanent campus of Mizoram University. The university campus contains regenerating tropical wet and evergreen and semi-evergreen forests, including a protected forest water catchment area reserve in the north, and small biodiversity park has also been visualized. A number of streams flow through the campus with a rich diversity of plants and animals. It has got a beautiful library and very good resource of books, journals and e-journals, a source of knowledge for students, researchers and faculty members. Implementing the barcode technology and the RFID library management system, it is unique in the Northeast region. Free online access is available through the internet of Mizoram University has a well-equipped gym and sports facilities. An annual sports meet is held once in a year in September usually. Mizoram University football team has been champion of East Zone Inter-University Tournament in 2008, 2009, runners-up in 2010, quarterfinals in Inter-University Football Tournament in 2008 and 10, and champion in 2010, and it is almost respected as one of the best football playing state in the country. And it has got a good potential for football game. So it is with this view we are going to develop football ground also in our university for encouraging the football in our university. Mizoram University is having a good hostel accommodation for boys and girls, and 2 more hostels are going to come very soon, and attempts are being made for enhancing the hostel facilities for further facilities to students. I am very happy to state that Mizoram University has a great potential for becoming the topmost university in Northeast region and one among the best universities of the country. The faculty, non-teaching and other supporting staff, with the support of Honorable Governor and Honorable Chief Minister and other people representatives, working towards the growth of the university further for the growth of the state. And I expect the same continued work, support, commitment and dedication for the development of the university for its further growth. On this occasion, I would like to mention that Mizoram University is committed for the development of the university and Mizoram state in particular. And several initiatives have been taken up for the development. Some of them to mention here for the information of the Honorable Cabinet Minister P. Poolal Sauda. Some of them we have initiated in the recent days. The proposals were submitted for Government of India for establishment of cancer hospital in Mizoram state, and a proposal was submitted to Atomic Energy Department, Government of India. We also submitted a proposal for Minister of Health and Family Welfare for establishment of medical college and hospital to MHRD Ministry and Minister of Health for providing good medical facilities to the Mizoram state. Also, we have submitted a proposal for Minister of Health for establishment of All India Institute of Medical Sciences Type Institute in Mizoram State, and a proposal submitted to Minister of Health. And we also submitted a proposal for establishing Center for Genetic Counseling and Diseases to Indian Council of Medical Research. We also submitted one proposal for Krishi Vigyan Kendra establishment in our university to Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Proposal submitted to UGC for consideration to establishment of South Campus at Longley, which is a long cherished dream of Mizoram to have another campus in Longley city. And the attempts are, the efforts are being made by Honorable Parliament Member Ronald Saab for this particular, and we met together the Honorable MHRD Minister also. And we have submitted proposals for postgraduate courses in PUC campus. And several proposals are in the pipeline which are being submitted very soon to EGC for establishment of pharmacy school in Mizoram University, establishment of food science and technology department in Mizoram University, agriculture college to Mizoram State through ICR, through Central Agriculture University proposal being submitted, and Bionest incubator for establishment in Mizoram University, Center for Control of AIDS HIV to Indian Council of Medical Research, Center for Research and Training in Bamboo and its byproducts. And we are also thinking to start the Department of Public Health and Department of Rural Development to EGC. The proposals are being submitted. And as initiatives for the development of the university, in particular for improvement of teaching and research in Mizoram University, several programs were initiated and activities were carried out. Campus placement initiatives with a placement officer for each school, career guidance and monitoring cell, provision for introduction of job-oriented skill development courses through MOOCs, established the studio of MOOCs and job-oriented add-on courses through MJD campus. For improvement of science and technology activities, established the Northeast Academy of Science and Technology, ESLP Employment Linked Skilling Program, Apprentice Training Program for the students of Mizoram, for which the MOOC studio was established in Mizoram University campus, and the web link of ESLP program has been inaugurated. I request the Honorable Minister to inaugurate the MOOC studio after this foundation day function, immediately after this function. I take this opportunity to thank everyone who are working untiringly for the development of Mizoram University over the years, particularly the former Vice Chancellors, former Registrars, and the statutory officers, former faculty members, and employees of the university. It would have been not possible to see our Mizoram University in a greater shape and in a very beautiful manner now, which we are seeing. It is not possible if their services are not being rendered in an excellent way. Without their hard work, dedication and commitment for the development of the Mizoram University would have not been grown to this stage. I thank every one of them, and I wholeheartedly thank Honorable Cabinet Minister Pu Lal Sata for his gracious presence, and I thank all the staff who worked very hard for the success of this grand function. Thank you one and all. Again, Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for the very informative speech and for your efforts for the development of Mizoram University. May I now take the privilege of calling upon our chief guest, the Honorable Cabinet Minister Shri Lal Sota, to kindly address the gathering.
Respected Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, Professor KRS Rao, members of the faculty, the students, and the members of non-teaching staff, and all the special invitees, I am glad, and I take it as an honor that I could be here today as chief guest on this auspicious day when Mizoram University celebrates its 18th Foundation Day. It is a good day, and we have gone through these 18 years, and it is beyond my capability and my capacity to enumerate all the achievements that the university has made during the years. That some of them we have heard from the respected Vice Chancellor. It is amazing that Mizoram has such a university within a very short span of time. We have been having a what about university, but we never expected that we would be having such an excellent and magnificent university as we are having today. On this auspicious day, when Mizoram University celebrates its 18th Foundation Day, I share with the students and the faculty and all those who are employed by the Mizoram University the joy and the achievements this university has brought upon itself. I personally have close connections with some esteemed faculty members of this university who have helped the state government formulate and frame our most important development schemes under our new economic development policy, NEDP. I take this opportunity to thank them now. I think it is not inappropriate to mention some of the names that we have close association with. Professor Lianzela, Professor Valchona, Dr. El Sanga, and some of those who are working particularly in the economics department. We have been sitting together in the finance department and in the planning department, and we have been formulating the most crucial projects to be undertaken by the government of Mizoram. This university, though comparatively young among its peers in the country, has earned laurels in academic and also in environmental fields. National Assessment and Accreditation Council grades it a university way back in 2014. And National Institutional Ranking Framework ranks it 94th, and it is also ranked 58th under universities category in the country, not only in the Northeast, but in the country. And Mizoram Pollution Control Board has awarded the university grade A by its green audit. None but the faculty, the students, and the university itself are responsible for all these excellent achievements. You have asked me to send a message on this Foundation Day. I am thinking of what would be the necessary message that I would send, particularly to the students of this great university. You are young, You have the future before you. Nobody can take away the future from you. The time that we have in our hands, it is equal to the time available to the people of America, to the people of Japan. Therefore, it is for the young people to realize that the future is yours and you have the opportunity here in Mizoram, a very vast opportunity, I should say, because of our advantages we have in Mizoram. I would request you on this Foundation Day to take advantage of your opportunity. What are the advantages, you may ask? First, the first advantage we have is that we have a land where the climate is very good. It is one of the best climates in the world, not only in India, but in the world. Some of the most advanced countries, they are having 2 or 3 months with snow, having problem for outdoor walks during this time. Only in 2014, I think it was, the Secretary of State, Mr. John Kerry, USA, who was fined for violation of the municipality provisions. He did not clear his compound and therefore he was fined. Why? Because snow was very immense at that time. Here in Mizoram, the climate is neither too hot nor too cold. In Uttar Pradesh, in the month of March, April, May, it used to be very hot, more than 45 degrees centigrade. But here, what do we have? We have around 27, 28, 29, 30 sometimes, the most 31 degrees centigrade. Therefore, we have these advantages. The second advantage we have is the people. We have the human capital, which is very literate. And moreover, all over Mizoram we can communicate in one language, Mizo language. This does not happen in Nagaland or in Meghalaya or in Assam. It happens only here in Mizoram. You can talk to the person in the extreme north, extreme south, extreme west. This is one big advantage. The third advantage is a very big one. We are a literate state. I can say that again. We are a literate state. We are on our way. Therefore, my special message to the student on this jubilant day is this: do the thing you believe is right and die for it if it is necessary. Remember, we all are going to die someday. I'll repeat. You have your own commitments. You know your future. You have your capacity. You know your capability. Therefore, my message to the students on this 18th Foundation Day of Mizoram University is that do the thing you believe is right and die for it if it is necessary. Remember, we all are going to die someday. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Minister has a bachelor's degree in arts and law and has a master's degree in public administration. He joined the MCS in the first batch in 1974 and had practiced as a High Court private advocate from 1999 to 2003. He has been involved in consumer protection affairs, YMA, grassroots administration. He is a life member of IIPA and had been elected to the State Assembly in 1993, 2008, and 2013. Thank you, Honorable Sir, for the kind, inspiring, and thought-provoking speech. It is indeed an honor to have you in our midst.
What is the King who conquered the grave? What is the Lamb who was slain? What is the King who conquered the grave? What is the Lamb who was slain? Worthy, worthy, worthy. Oh, this is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That He will take my place. That He will bear my cross. You lay down your life, that I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Thank you so much. Wherever you go, wherever you may wander your life, surely you know I always wanna be there, holding your hand, standing by to catch you before in everything you do. Let me be there in your morning, let me be there in your night. Let me change whatever's wrong and make it right. Let me take you to that one and only you can share. All I ask you is let me be there.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ
Last but not the least, coming to the concluding part of today's program, may I now call upon Professor Margaret Zozama, the senior most professor of Mizoram University, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you. A little correction there. Professor R.P. Vadera is the senior most. All right. Our dear Vice Chancellor, Professor Sabasiva Rao, Professor Dianzela, I mentioned his name first, and of course, chief guest of today, Punal Sota, Minister of Finance, our statutory officers, colleagues, MZU fraternity, both teaching and non-teaching. I wish to also mention Mr. L.R. Silo, who is here with us today. Students, research scholars, students from Pachunga University. It's a happy occasion. Forgive me. Our thanks goes to God Almighty today for bringing us here today and for making us what we are today. This beloved institute of ours, which was once run in basements and rented houses, is today, as we have seen on the screen, so well placed and beautiful. My only fear is that we will not remember the pioneers who have worked so hard and dedicated themselves. We are so happy to have a Vice Chancellor with us today who has taken us under his fold, and I think it is proper that I should address him first, because he is not only hosting all of us today, but he is our Vice Chancellor, and he has a lot of plans for us. And I hope all of us rise to the occasion, both teaching, non-teaching, and students. The demands are going to be more and more in the future, and we all have to step together behind him under his able leadership. I welcome and am so happy to have Pulal Sota, who is no stranger to us here, who is no stranger to me also personally, and he has been involved in several capacities with how this university has grown and with the planning of it. And although our Honorable Chief Minister is not here, but he, Pulal Sota, represents the government, and we would like him to take home our thanks and message of thanks to the government for their support, continued support. We hoped it will be forthcoming. And I should also mention that the state government, the present state government, had been actively involved even in the selection of the land here at Tanshil, in giving us the lease of the land. They had been, in fact, if we want to even go further back in history, we know that with the signing of the peace accord on June 30th, 1986, having a university was one of the key clauses which has come to fruition today because they were active participants in the peace talks and in the framing of that accord. So we remember that, sir, and we really appreciate the role that has been played by your government. And yesterday, I think all of us were very happy to read the local paper which mentioned, that was Sri Ronald Sapatlau, our MP Rajya Sabha, whom we expected today as guest of honor, but who was unable to come. We saw in the papers that he mentioned that the FCI go down. In his capacity as chairman of the consultative committee on FCI, he said that in a week's time, the land given by supply department at Sairang will be officially finalized, and very soon building of a new FCI go down will start down there, which denotes that this FCI go down, which has been a thorn in our side, to be honest, will soon be a thing of the past. So, sir, we look forward to this very, very much. On a lighter note, I should also say that Pulal Sota is a man who wears many hats. We heard that he had been an MCS officer, that he is also a man of the law. He's a minister now. He also is a very, very well-known song composer. Yes, and musician. Although I'm not going to invite him up here to sing, but I think we all remember the late Vanal Ruati Zau Oilelte. Even the younger generation will remember him. Her classic song, which has become a classic, Parte Engan Ngemo, Samang Wilauchen, that had been composed by him. and it's a classic now. It is still sung by new singers, and I don't know how satisfied he is with their rendition, but Ruati, there was no one to beat her singing that song. So with that, I would like to make mention of, thanking Professor Pulianzela here today with us. Now he has to get used to being called special invitee. Of course, I was expecting to see Mr. Tonenga today, principal of Pachunga College, but I think he couldn't come. And if there are any other special invitees here today other than University Fraternity, we thank you all for taking the trouble to be here. And after this, I really should make mention of, the people who made today's occasion such a success. That is, we had a lone soloist, Silal Nunsanga, from the Department of Mizo, who represented the MZU-SC, and of course, the Northeast Fusion, Fashion Fusion, from Dingdi Hostel, campus hostel of the girls. It was so wonderful, and it's really nice to see our students actively perform without inhibitions, participating in the joy of the occasion as the occasion demands. And over here, I must mention Pachunga University students. It was really a pleasant surprise for us because, at least for me, this is the first time I have seen them actually come and perform here. We hope to see more of your participation, not only in cultural arenas, but also in academia. You are so welcome, and we thank you, Pachunga University students. I want to also make mention here of, the people behind the scenes who have made today's function a success, who have worked behind the scenes, as it were, invisible but equally important. The hall, and afterwards they're going to give us snacks, tea, and the participation of students. Of course, when I see the hall full like this, I find it so touching. And over here, my last mention is going to be last, and I'm not going to say but not the least. I'm going to say last but most important of all is our colleagues, both from the teaching and non-teaching fraternity, who have left this world, but who had worked so hard and dedicated their lives to making Mizoram University what it is today. Had they all been here, they would have been so proud and pleased to see how we have developed. And I thank, the graciousness of the finance minister here for making mention of the input of all our previous vice chancellors. It was tough going in the beginning, and although as I said, we saw the present pictures of Mizoram University, when we came down here in the early part of 2005, this place was still a veritable jungle. It was, a veritable jungle. And we had snakes around, crawling into the vice chancellor's office and, in classrooms and things like that. So many challenges, but we survived. And one thing I take the liberty to mention here with your permission, sir, is that the buses were the only means of communication then, the buses we hired. And I was registrar at that point in time when we were shifting down here. So buses would arrive at 9:15. And by the time I arrived, I would make a round of the offices and see all the staff in place. and everybody, including the drivers and the handymen of the buses, everybody would bring their tiffin because there was no cafeteria like you have 7, 8 cafeterias today. So, you know, there was so much work to be done, there was so much challenge ahead, but we persevered. Now today we have everything in place. There is really no room, no space for complaint. All we have to do is make the best of the opportunity that is placed before us. And here, as a last word, you know, the whole question of ownership and accountability rests on all of us. As a senior teacher, I just want to take this liberty to mention this, that, you know, we are all owners of this place. And whether it is to do with smoking, or whether it is to do with cleanliness around the campus, or whether it is to do with a lot of other things that, you know, does not gel with the image and the vision of what a university is to be, I think we should not feel any inhibition in raising our voice and, you know, helping each other to improve. So with these few words, I say thank you again, and if I have missed out, you know, on anyone that should have been mentioned, I apologize, but I thank everyone, and you must forgive me for feeling a little, you know, we people like me and Puzela and all, we are all fossils now, you know. But very soon, you may not have people like us standing here and recalling the old times. And you may think that this is how it has always been, which it has not been. And I think we are the fortunate few who have really seen history in the making. We are so fortunate, we are so lucky. Thank you so much.